Hello everyone, welcome to a new process video today. I'm working on another 6x8 pocket page layout, and as you can see, I was at a lovely garden this day. This is in Salzburg, Austria. This is Mirabel Gardens. You might recognize this if you're a Sound of Music fan because there is some singing that happens right here. And this photo is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. However, our hope was that we would have been able to stand right there and do the pose that Maria does in the movie. As you can see, there were too many people. And everybody wanted their picture taken there. So we kind of gave up on that idea, which was fine. We were a little sad. But then we're like, you know what? We're here. We're still going to do the Sound of Music tour. We did it the day after this. So it all worked out. It was okay. So I have that 6x8 photo that's going to go on the left side of the layout. And then I have these photos here, and I think this is how I'm going to lay them out. So this is a closer up view of the fountain that was in my last layout that I did in my last video. So there's more of that. I wanted to get it just by itself. And then they had all these beautiful statues in the garden. This is one of them, and I wanted to make sure I got that in there. And then you can just see how beautifully sculpted the gardens are. And then another one, just different view of that. And then you can see more of the expanse of the garden from the other end. So looking at this, obviously I need a pocket card here. And I know that I want it to be yellow or have some yellow in it because there is yellow lining the walkway here. And the rest of my layouts have a lot of the fuchsia, kind of dark pink and red. So I want to get away from that a little bit and bring out that yellow. There's also a little bit right here popping through. So I want to make sure that I include that. And then I'm hoping I can work it into this side as well. So I went into my stash of cards and I found this. Originally, I thought maybe I would have more of a yellow background with maybe white writing or black, but there was nothing in there that I thought really suited this. So I'm going with this one instead. And it says, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." And that's very appropriate because we were thousands of miles away from home and took lots of steps in this garden. I think this is my third layout that features the palace and the garden, and I think there's going to be one more. So sorry if you're tired of seeing Mirabel Gardens, but it was so just visually stunning that I have more to show. So I think there's going to be another one. But for now, this is what I have here. When I went into my bag of travel phrases, I know I've showed these before, but I keep them in a pocket or a container like this, and you can see all the colors. When I pulled the phrases out of my pouch of stuff here, I found a few things that I want to use. I found this yellow one that says pure joy. And I think I'm going to do this up here in the upper right hand corner. I will layer these somehow. Then I found another one in my green stuff that says beautiful places. That definitely holds true for this, and it matches. And then I actually found this flag. I keep another bag that's all, here I'll show you, that's all just blank labels of different types, different colors, shapes. Some have patterns, some don't. I actually found this flag thrown in there, and I like it because it has the yellow, but it also has some of that pink. And I didn't want to use a lot of it, but a little is okay. So I think I may also put that up here and arrange these accordingly. And then I'll end up cutting off a little bit, I know, because that's kind of a lot there. It's a big block. But if I cut it maybe in half, where you're only seeing a little bit of that pink, I think it'll be perfect. I have adhered all of these. And one thing that you may notice is I decided to cut this green one down a little bit. There were empty spaces kind of at both ends. I really didn't need that. So I wanted to cut that down so I could go right to the edge. Don't need a staple on that one. But I am going to do mini staples in the yellow and then the pink here. I think we'll do one and see what I think of it. There we go. So hello, focus. There we go. So there's one. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll wait and not do one here yet. And I think I want to stamp something here. So I'm going to have to go into my travel stamps to see what I have that might fit with all of this. And I still don't have anything picked out to do with these photos. Now, when you look at this, you can kind of tell where the dead space lies. So I've already filled up some of it. I've got some right here, which is perfect actually, because then these two corners will be opposite each other, which helps balance the whole layout. So I definitely will need something here, so I will go in search of that too. I have selected a stamp here that I'm going to use on the flag or pennant there. And I'm going to go with this one, Photo Favorites. I've already taken it off and placed it there to make sure it would fit, and it does, which is great. This is an old, close to my heart set, and I don't remember exactly when I bought it, but I've had it a long time. You can tell it's well loved. So I'm using that one again. So I'm going to stamp here in black and go from there. So as you can see, I stamped on there and love how it turned out. I do think though that I want another staple there. That pink just looks a little too blank without something there. So I'm going to go in a little bit further than the other one just so that they don't line up perfectly. Yes. All right. So that one's done. And then for over here, when I went into my stash of just miscellaneous travel goodies, I found something that I think will work in this space up here. And it just says here, but it has the yellow and it has kind of a florally background. There are stems there. This is a fabric piece, and I want to say I got it from Citrus Twist, but I'm not positive. And it's got a little thing coming off the edge here, so I will trim that off, make sure it looks better, and then I will adhere it. Here's what it looks like once it's adhered, and I put a mini staple in there. I will say about this, like the back, I couldn't get it to be very sticky. I was trying to peel off the stuff, and I don't know if it's because it's older or it sat too long or what, but it wasn't very sticky. So I did have to put some glue dots on the back of that, but I think it'll be fine. And I like the way it looks, so I'm happy about that. Then I feel like maybe I need one more spot where I have something attached that brings in some more of the color. So I'm going to work on that next. So I've decided to do a little switching. I liked how this looked when this was over here. However, there's a dead space here that I want to use to attach something, and I didn't like it that these two would be on top of each other. So I'm moving this one over here. I'm going to put the card in the right-hand corner, and I think it's still functional because these are still, you know, across from each other. I wouldn't like it if it was something like this, but since they're across from each other, they're on different pages, I'm okay with that. And the next thing that I want to put here is when I was looking at that pile, right at the edge of it, this little piece was sitting there. And I hadn't even really considered it, but it's got both the lighter pink and the darker in it. And I kind of like it. So I think I'm going to stamp something small on here as well. And then this is made, it's hard to see, but there's a little perforation there. It's actually made to fold. I will probably just cut it and then attach it. So I have to find a really short phrase that fits in there. So I found two stamp sets. I'm considering this one, and the stamp just says this. It's kind of hard to see the way it's on this piece, but it says this. This one is from Felicity Jane from 2016. So it's an older one, but you might be able to find it. And then this is my second option. And again, it's Felicity Jane. Oh, this one is also 2006. And the one I'm thinking of here is the one that says, wow, because I mean, just looking at all of this, that's how I felt. I was just overwhelmed with the beauty of it all. So I like them both. Now I just have to choose which one I want. So I have placed everything in the page protectors here. This is what I ended up doing on this one. I stamped that wow phrase on it and just adhered it as is. And I briefly thought about doing some splattering on this card, maybe in a light green or a lighter pink. And then I decided that I like the clean look of it and I'm just going to leave it. And I'm really trying to make that effort to keep a lot of these layouts more flat because I have a lot to fit into one album, so I can't let it get too bulky. So I think with this one, I'm just going to leave it as is and not add any more layering to it. And I'm really pleased with how it looks. I love the mix of colors. So thanks for watching today.